Worldwide. From the streets to the yard, to the boulevard, gangsta chronicles. Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA. Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
Whether it's about the Italian Mafia, F-13, Black Guerrilla Family, I'm into all that shit, right? So you're a gangster for all practical purposes. You know, you're a gangster.
Oh, I'm a gangster. I'm literally a gangster all my life. Before that, I was a kid. I was dyslexic. I had trouble in school. School wasn't my thing, so I belonged to a gang, the Rampers, street gang. Nothing sophisticated, just a bunch of young Turks running around and doing stupid shit most of the time. When I was 19, I got drafted during the Vietnam War and went to military, being taught to kill because you probably will be involved in the war. I came out. I was 21 years old. At 23, I became an associate of the Colombo family. At 24, I did my first piece of work, meaning a hit. And from that point on, I was, after a while, I was transferred from the Colombo family to the Gambino family. I was with this old man, the old man Tato, very wise, very powerful captain. And he's the guy who actually told me that using your head is the most important thing. My Gumbada was a tough guy, Ali Boy Como. And Tato one time grabbed me. He says, how come every time there's a stick-up, you're walking in the store with the gun first, and Ali Boy's behind you? I said, he's a tough guy, bro. He's got my back, and I'm comfortable with that. He said, yes, he is a tough guy. He said, but he's reactionary. If there's a problem, a cop walks by, don't even know what's going on. He's going to start shooting. He's not going to try and think his way out of it, whatever. He's going to start shooting immediately. You got brains, you think. If you reverse that and you're the backup shooter or the backup guy, you're going to think and try to think your way out of it. You don't have to necessarily start shooting. If there's a problem, you will shoot. I know that. But you'll think first. Try to do it the other way around. I thought about it, and I started doing that. And I thought that he was right. My Gumbada, I loved him, a real tough guy, but he would shoot you right away. He wouldn't
hesitation.
No hesitation. And I didn't want that. We don't have to be on a murder. We're on a stick-up. If we could think our way out if there's a problem, let's do that. It's one thing to do a stick-up. It's a whole nother thing to leave a body and do a murder.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Recently in L.A., L.A. has actually had a rash of robberies that have resulted in people getting murdered. I'm talking about high-profile guys. A guy sitting in a restaurant with his fiancée eating lunch, and he gets murdered for his chain.
Right.
I thought that was ridiculous. I said, when did we start? Like, when did the victims of robbery start getting murdered and shot in cold blood? It's crazy to me. Right. And I think that goes back to what you said about planning things. Right. These things obviously aren't planned. I think it's a thing that where literally somebody's in a restaurant, they call and say, hey, this guy's in here shining. Let's get him. Somebody comes in. I think usually, some people are scary, man. Some people will shoot you.
Yeah, but I was in prison with a guy, and he went into a bodega and went in with a gun to rob it. And he pulled his gun out, told the guy to give him his money. The guy opened the register, got all the money under the count, everything, and gave it to him. And he shot him and killed him. And he was in prison with me. So I told him, why'd you shoot him? He gave you the money. He said, Sammy, he could have been a witness. then why the fuck didn't you wear a mask? They don't think. The guy's going to give you the money. If you wore a mask, you robbed him, he gave you the money, he's not going to be a witness. Obviously, you wouldn't have to shoot him. And now you're facing not only robbery, but a murder case. And it gets more intense. It's one thing for a bodega or a store to get robbed. It's a whole nother thing on a murder.
Exactly. You know, and I've been seeing that, you know, from the drive-by shootings to the robberies like that. It's always a whole bunch of needless bloodshed.
Yeah.
And I would think if that was my business crime, I would want it at least the least attention possible. I want to come in, do what I do, and be gone.
Right. And now the guy may not even want to be a witness. He said, hey, listen, I don't even want to get involved. I give the guy the money. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know. He was black. He was Spanish. He was white. Whatever. He don't want to even get involved. Now you're forcing all kinds of things. I'll give you another example. I did time with these kids, these M13 kids. Now you belong to a gang. You're killing people to rob a bike. You're killing people for all kinds of shit. Now, you belong to this gang, M13. Now, you're a member. You get arrested as an M13 member. And it's not for a murder, it's for anything. The public hates you. You're never going to be the case. As soon as they hear he's a member of the M13, you're dead. Even if you're innocent, you ain't going to beat this case. They hate you. The prosecutors will go with their case. They're usually good prosecutors. Their investigators are cops or FBI. You're going down with some broken-ass lawyer, some fucking ex-cop who's half a drunk, and you're going to go fight a case with a rap sheet of that you're the M13. You're dead. You better take a fucking plea. You're dead. You can't win a case.
Yeah, for real.
So you have that rep. You're giving yourselves that rap. The mafia don't do that. The mafia, the public looks at the mafia and says, well, they kill each other because they break rules. They don't hurt us. It's a different mentality. Not that we beat cases that much, but at least you got a shot.
Yeah, I've never heard of a bunch of kids getting killed behind the Italian mafia.
No, you won't.
You hear that with normal street gang stuff. You hear about guys all the time.
Right.
You know, and even now they got a thing to where a lot of these rappers are getting indicted because of their rap lyrics.
Right. They're burying themselves. They're burying their own people, their own race. They're their own worst problem. Look what's going on in Chicago. It's insane. You're killing each other for a spot. This is my drug spot, or I'm on to take over your drug spot. You could argue, you could fight, you could do whatever you want, but when you start killing people at 22 shootings in a weekend, 6 people dead, I mean, how are you ever, you're hurting yourselves 100,000%.
And you know the thing is, this gotten so bad in Chicago, they're stopping, I think it's a threat. I wish I could find this shit, but if you threaten a public official, if you threaten somebody, if you kidnap somebody, if you attempt to kill somebody, they're letting you out of jail now. They're not holding those people for those crimes anymore. They're going to be let go until their court date arrives.
Right.
That's almost like that shit. What's that movie, The Purge? That
Right.
almost sounds like that shit, The Purge.
It's almost like they're condoning it.
Yeah,
go ahead, go out, brother.
You know, kill all the people you want to.
See, here's how I look at it. I'm not a black guy, but I look at it as a black guy. Why the fuck would you let these guys go? Because you're letting them go in our community. It's going to kill our people, and you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it?
I mean, that's racist to me. You're letting this guy go who's fucking completely nuts, and he's going to kill more black people.
Yeah, I'm going to try
you obviously don't care about that.
I'm going to try to find this shit. Hold on. But they're letting people go with some crazy shit, attempted murder, all kind of shit. There it is right there. You found it. Illinois' non-detainable offenses beginning January 1st, 2023. Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, threatening a public official. So that means, now just imagine, I'm a kid that has to live in that bullshit anyway. A guy comes into my house, he smacks my mama around, he smacks my daddy around, steals some shit. We call the police. They come and grab this motherfucker. I go outside 6 hours later. This same motherfucker is sitting across from me drinking a beer.
Yeah.
What the fuck is supposed to happen? I might as well blow this guy's brains out when he comes in my house.
Right. And my point is that they don't care because that kid is going to go not only to your mama now, she's going to his mama now, and you're both black people, and they don't care. Stop that kid. You got a cop who puts his knee on somebody, he does the wrong thing, bury him. You got a black guy who's doing that to black people, bury him, or he's going to keep doing it. So you're giving him more or less a license. I mean, I grew up a tough kid. If I had a fucking license to go out and do anything I want, only God knows what you would do. But we had, you're going to go away for doing those things. When you take that away, you just gave this kid a license to do what the fuck he wants.
Yeah, for real, it's crazy right now.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't even know. It's hard to answer that because it's politicians off the hook. I mean, how could you be a politician and make those laws? That means you don't care about those black lives in Chicago? Mm-hmm. What are the answer is there? You don't care.